Hey, Bruce Becker here from the studio for the tip of the day. I wanted to speak about the three-stroke Ruff and some exercises to help put it into a space where it is functional for what it is. So, one thing I would say topically is that any kind of grace note is to be played and butted up against the dominant note. So if it's a flam, it would be placed right in front of that dominant note. There we go, that's a better placement. The first one I think was a little bit almost compound strokey. And so you want to find your placement of that grace note to be consistent as best you can. So the same thing would apply to whether it's a three-stroke Ruff, meaning two grace notes in front of a dominant note, or a drag, which would be two notes in front of a dominant note, and the drag would be more defined by a double stroke. And the three-stroke Ruff would be defined as a right-left-right or a left-right-left. The four-stroke Ruff, left-right, left-right, right-left, right-left, and etc. You could have a five-stroke Ruff where you have right-left, right-left, right, which would be. So, in order to really break that down, I know old school kind of presentations, and Freddie Gruber would have fallen into the same mix, would be up, tap, down, up, tap, down to find your three-stroke Ruff. The problem with that is that it does not identify the rate of speed that we want to play the three-stroke Ruff. So if we played up, tap, down, like really fast, you'd kind of get that out, but that doesn't really help the issue of putting it into the context of where I want to bring it, where it's really solidly ripped in front of the notes. So that requires that we have the element of the push-pull. And so if I do this slow, I'm just going to do this for like trying to do a slow-mo version, but in real time. I would play push, tap, pull, push, tap, pull, push, tap, pull. So that my right hand is doing a push-pull and coming in to the dominant note with an accent. So I have a couple exercises that we would work just for the right side. I'm going to play just regular alternating 16th notes and put that three-stroke Ruff in front of it so I can get a chance to work it. A couple things at this momentum is that I want to come a little bit more straight arm into the pad. If I release too much or have too much follow through, it'll compromise the ability to get a really nice grab for the three-stroke Ruff. So here we go again. I do the left hand lead, same idea. Now I'll take that and now put it in front of a single paradiddle. And that's not easy to do. And again, it really requires the element of understanding the push-pull. And again, I describe that as the microcosm of molar because it really just harkens upon the last part of your anatomy from the wrist down to the fingers, whereby the molar would add a little bit more from the elbow down to the wrist. And yes, you'd have some pivot inside the fingers, but you don't want it to pivot away too far. And this would be the push-pull, or the system, as Freddie Gruber called it, would be an element that you'd really want to include in a lot of different things that we do, whether it's double strokes. When you're playing doubles, your fingers are always operating in simpatico with the pivot of the stick. So anyway, back to the three-stroke Ruff. One more time, let's play a single paradiddle with a three-stroke Ruff in front of it. And actually, I find that to be even harder sometimes than the four-stroke Ruff paradiddle. Probably because I spent a heck of a lot of time doing the four-stroke Ruff paradiddle. Anyway, there's the tip of the day, three-stroke Ruffs. There's a whole myriad of things to do. This is what I do day in and day out for many of my students for many, many years. So, Bruce Becker's tip of the day, get out there and practice. Have fun. Peace.